There's a quick post, not actually a story, but more of a post about a young guy who handles things like an absolute 100% boss when his girlfriend was dumb enough to bring up an open relationship. And this guy, boom, she's done. And I thought it'd be an entertaining one to go over here, guys, showing you how it should be handled. This guy clearly follows this type of material, reads these stories, and knows exactly how to handle things. And he knew if his girl's bringing up an open relationship, clearly she ain't girlfriend material. Clearly, one of two things is going on. Either she's already cheating, and she wants to use this to justify things, or she already has somebody in mind, already planning things out. And obviously, not good to have as a girlfriend. But that's not just the only story, guys. There's two parts to this. His post, which he's a boss, and two, the comment section. The comment section overwhelmingly is tearing him apart because he's the big villain here, and most of them are women, and you'll see as I get into it, it's pretty darn funny. And watch what they focus on, I might add. Titled, "Let's Open the Relationship?" And a shout out to AM for sending the story. Now it breaks down into the conversation that they had. She says to him, "Babe, can we talk?" And he says, "Sure." She says, "I want to open the relationship." And he says, "Get out." She says, "What?" He says, "Get the F out of my apartment." She says, "Are you serious?" "As a heart attack. You're already bored of me, ? I don't have time for people who don't want to have time for me. Get out." Damn. Right there. It's almost like he knew. Well, she puts her hand on my shoulder and says, "No, it's not like that. It's just that it would be hot." Well, I stopped listening to her. I don't care what she said. An open relationship is a dead relationship. And if I'm going to give time and money to someone, it damn sure won't be a whore. Get out. So notice what he called her. The big W word. And that's what everybody's going to focus on. But that's what's going on. If she wants to F and suck other dudes, clearly you know what she is. Then she said some shit like, "Fine, you won't find anybody else." To which I replied, "Bitch, I'm 24 years old. Yes, I will." Really? He's 24 years old. Obviously, he's probably enough of a catch to get her. I'm assuming she's good looking. Yes, he can get anybody else. We were together for 3 years, and I never spoken to my significant other like this. But she knew how I felt about non-monogamy when we got together. Right there. She already knew going into it how he felt about the issue. He says, "The shit destroyed my family and consequently ruined my life due to being a teen with almost zero support. My parents act like effing children. My reason for being so harsh is that we were in our early 20s at the time, and she was already bored. We were doomed, so I cut it off." Right. They're that young, and she's already that bored. She's not doing this because she loves the guy. And in my opinion, he has every right to call her what he called her, because that's what she's acting like. Anyway, I threw all her stuff into a box and tossed it haphazardly down the stairs. Then I went to bed. She knocked at my door for like 20 minutes before she went off. Never spoke to her again. Sucks. I really loved her. There you go. Right there. Like I told you, it was a post, not a story. Handle it like a boss. He had every right to call her what he called her. He had every right to pack up her stuff and toss it down the stairs. He's treating her accordingly. Now, can you guess how the whole comment section is reacting? Overwhelmingly, they may understand where he's coming from, but they don't like that he called her that word or tossed her stuff down the stairs. It's amazing what people focus on. But the point is, guys, this guy handled it right. Your girl's, guarantee you, she was cheating on him, either physically in the act with one or multiple dudes, or she's already talking to guys, has it planned out. Why didn't she just break up with him? Right? It's a rhetorical question. Because she wanted to have him, someone for the public showing, potentially put a ring on her finger, but then have her fun on the side. And she obviously was foolish enough to think that he would actually go along with it. And they had the conversation in the beginning of the relationship. Nope, she thought she had him. Now here's a breakdown of the comment section. I broke it down to female comments and guy comments and all that, and listen to this. This first one is from a woman. She says, "I'm here with it, like I get it. A boundary was crossed and you wanted to end the relationship. It hurts and it sucks. You can do that and not be a piece of shit about it to her. Calling her a whore and throwing her stuff out is a massively disrespectful and immature for someone you claim you love for 3 years." Oh, okay, honey. So her wanting to open the relationship and cheat on him with his permission, and that was probably going already, wasn't disrespectful to the relationship of 3 years, that she claimed she loved him, and that's what she was doing here? You see how these idiots think? Here's one from a guy with a brain. This guy says the majority of the time when she's asking for an open relationship, she's either already effing somebody else or already had her eyes on who she wants to hook up with. So good job standing your ground, man. At that point, she's already somebody else's issue. Next one. This is from a woman. Guess how she's going to respond. This woman says, beyond immature. This whole thread is full of incels. I knew that was coming. People want a freaky chick and then slut shame them when they find one. If you're young and hot, why not have fun? If it's not your bag, it's fine. I can understand feeling betrayed if someone brings it up a few years into the relationship, but this is simply a case of, it's cool that you like that, but I don't. So she says guys want girls that are freaky and young and hot and have fun and all that. Okay, we like that. That's fun, as long as she's not crazy, but she usually is. But opening up the relationship is not being freaky. That's being an asshole and being a cheater. And labeling all the guys that take issue with this as incels, but that's the classic thing. When people can't make a real argument and counter that, they throw insults your way. So you know that already she's lost. Another one. This ain't it. You can respectfully disagree and end the relationship without using denigrating misogyny. You knew your limits and held fast to your boundaries. Great. If she were a WHORE, as you claim, I imagine she would have stepped out without first discussing her interest in non-monogamy with you. Probably a good idea to clean up your vernacular and reconsider how you think or speak up to women. That's from a guy. He probably has a man bun. He can talk to her any way he wants because she obviously has proven to be someone that has earned being talked to like that. It's warranted. And yes, and this guy actually thinks that she's already stepping out. She's already stepping out, guaranteed. Another one. Good on you for standing your ground. This is from a guy. I definitely have a similar mindset that the minute someone suggests opening the relationship is over/dead. It's such a shitty thing to do to someone that instead of suggesting breaking up because you don't feel satisfied being with them, you decide being allowed to sleep around with whomever you want is a much better choice. It's a big problem I have with any form of non-monogamy and why I think it's super neglectful, toxic, and abusive. Well, good for him. Those who speak in common sense here, the men. And last one, this is from a woman whining and complaining. Oh no, I got two more. This is from a woman, and then I'll end on a high note. She says, laughing my ass off, you're an abusive a-hole. Break up for any reason, even more so with a mismatch regarding monogamy. But you're definitely the a-hole and never actually loved her to act the way you did. I guarantee she didn't know how you felt meant you break up at the mere mention of it. You're a dick for not fostering a relationship that was safe where a conversation can be had about anything without a knee-jerk abusive reaction. It's from a woman. He said that he made it clear from the beginning of the relationship about that subject because clearly he knows it goes on. And still she did this. So that ruins this dumbass's argument. And saying that he never cared about her, never loved her, given how he reacted. No, that's not true at all. But he immediately realized he's betrayed, and he's treating her accordingly. But of course, the females in this thing got to label any guy responding in a way. Imagine if he was the one that brought this up to her, and she responded accordingly. You'd have a whole comment section full of these same women cheering her on, and you know I'm right. And last one, this is from a guy, says, good job standing your ground on what you believe. An open relationship is a dead one indeed. I'm fully convinced when people ask to open a closed relationship, they already have a new horse picked out and they're holding the saddle when they ask you. Thank you, because that's exactly what goes on. So good job for this guy out there. Give him a high five in the comment section. And remember, guys, if this ever happens to you, and I hope it doesn't, you know how to handle it.